Deliberate.
Here's the definition of deliberate: done consciously and intentionally.
It's done consciously and intentionally. It's done on purpose. Intentional.
Here's the definition of intentional: done on purpose, deliberate.
Deliberate. Done on purpose. So they both mean the same thing. You have to be deliberate and intentional in your budget, in your life. You have to have a reason and figure out that reason and do the steps for that reason. And it's got to be deliberate. Your budget that you make has to be written out deliberately, okay? Intentionally. And you don't just sit there and go, okay, I'm paying that bill, I'm paying this bill. You need to be thinking about, when is that bill going to be over with? Make a chart. When you decide. Not don't let the company decide. You know how they put those little things like in your credit card, and they say if you keep paying the minimum balance, you'll be done in the year 3050 or something crazy. Okay? No, you decide. You count your paychecks and you divide up that bill and get you a calendar. Okay? Get you a calendar. Something like this. This is September. I got this at the dollar store. $1. And it goes for 18 months. And it starts in September. And I'm going to mark on this any bills, or when is this going to get done? What am I going to get done for anything during this time? When is the cutoff date? Okay, this is my marker thing here. So somewhere on here, you'll see this with other things on it, but there's going to be, I'm going to first put on there, when is the cutoff date for every bill that I have? Mine, my grandparents' bill, whatever. How long is it going to take me to pay it? How much money am I going to put toward that bill? Or whatever I'm getting ready to do. If it's my house, how long, what do I have to do starting in September? And when is my cutoff date? Okay, is it 4 years from now? Is it 3 years from now? What do I have to do? How much do I have to put on it for 2 years from now? You can do that with any bill. Figure out every bill that you have and sit down with every bill and figure out, when am I going to cut this off? When is the madness going to start? And I call bills, like you're talking about debt. Debt are those big old bills. We're not talking about your four walls that you live in, or even sometimes your car. If your car is kind of low and, but if it's bugging you, it turns into a debt. If it has a big payment that you're unable to pay it off in time or quickly, that's a debt. But we'll always, some people say, you'll always have debt. I don't call that debt, I call it living. Okay, we have to live. We have to have four walls. We have to have money for transportation. We have to have groceries. Okay, groceries can turn into a debt when you buy too much and it starts spoiling and you got to keep going, or you have an impulse buying when you go in the grocery store. That turns into a debt because you can't pay it and you threw it on the credit card and you can't pay the credit card off. That's debt. If you want to talk about debt, that's debt. If you are paid off everything and you're leisurely, you've got everything in control, you got your credit card in control, on your credit card, the best scenario is to only use 10% of your balance. The whole thing that they gave you for available credit is 10%. Like if you got $1,000 credit card, the highest you could go is 100 on a very good day. That's what they would like you to have. The worst you could be is 30%, so 300. That's as high as you could go on that credit card if you're trying to raise your credit score, if you're trying to look good, if you're trying to buy a house, if you're trying to do anything, you shouldn't be over 30%. The best one, 10%. Okay? And if not, if you use more, and make sure you pay it off every month. Okay, my credit cards, I've paid them off every month. I use them, and I go boom. Like I told you, I'm on my budget. I put all the bills on there, and then just before the thing gets ready to go into the credit bureau, I go boop, pay it off. So it looks like, oh, the credit card's free. I got extra money, and you look good. It's like, oh, it's paid off. They got extra money. They look at things like that. Like, how much do you have that you can grab? Okay, how many, even you may have credit cards, but are they all free and clear? Okay, and that means they've got extra disposable income that they can use to buy other things. Okay, they may have a loan, but it's an open-end loan, but they haven't used it. Or they took $100 out and then turned around and paid it off the next month. That type of thing. Or you're paying on time. So you need to think, be intentional. What is my goal? What am I doing? Which I call reflections. Goals are reflections because you have to change them as you go. Your budget needs to change as it goes. I read it last night. I read when I finally get settled down and try to look at the videos, and I looked at new people and that had low subscribers. One had 5, and they had asked her. She had 60 binders. And I wouldn't, they were down. I wouldn't have 60 binders. You're just starting. I wouldn't blah, blah. But she hadn't just started. She did it before a while back, but she wasn't on YouTube doing it. But, I sit there and think, I said, mind your business. You need to worry about your business. Okay, it's okay to suggest, but we don't know what's going on in that person's mind. Maybe a whole lot of binders. It may be a binder for the cat. It may be a binder for the 2 dogs. Okay? Or each dog has a binder. Each child has a binder. Each person has a binder. Each car may have a binder. That's the way their mind is going. And you're going to be sitting there, and she's going to be laughing at you because she's going to be out of debt, even though she's got 60 binders. But she knows where the money's going. It may be one for the plants. It's one for the medicine. I don't know. Just get out of debt. Cheer on. Oh, you got 60 binders. Let's see them. How cute are they? Rear those people on. Don't sit there and criticize. You criticize, it comes right back at you. You're just a cynical person hiding in disguise. It's like, deep down, either you're jealous she's got 60 binders, or you are the open critic of the world, you're thinking, or you know it all. We all don't know it all. God's the only one that knows everything and what we are doing and everybody else. And if more people would stop criticizing people and don't worry about it, just kind of sit back and watch. It might be something fascinating going on. She might have something that we don't know nothing about. But I just thought it was I said, she's got 5 subscribers, and of the 5, 3 of them are bashing her already, but, just kind of cool out and be intentional about what you're doing, even in your life. If you're not budgeting, you're intentional. You're getting up every morning. I'm doing this. I'm going to be deliberate about this. I'm not going to have anybody swaying me because I already know what I think the outcome is. And if I mess up the outcome, that's on you to fix it. Okay? Or if you need some help, maybe I need to ask so-and-so about how to fix it. That's your life. You have to be intentional. Both of those words, deliberate and intentional, are together. Okay? They both mean the same thing. You intended to do it. It's deliberate act. And it has to be that way, or you're not going to get very far. And like I said, sit down with your budget and figure out what year, when, what month am I going to get done. So I sat down this morning. I told you, I'm still working with my grandparents' HELOC. I kind of cleaned this up. It was just getting on my nerves. It was looking messy because I had other things on here. Okay. So anyway, make a long story short, it started out at 4,000. That was they had got it down to 4,000, which was very good. Okay, it was way higher than that. I think it was, they had paid off most of their house, and I think they owed 120,000 left, and they'd got it down to 4,000, but they went to the hospital bills got them, things were getting out of hand, okay, and I have no doubt they would have got out of it, but, they were stressing, you could see the stress level going because they began to just, hey, so it's 4,000. Now, what I want you to think about is the next payment is $685.23, and it's a variable payment, so it moves with the interest. The interest rate went up, it went up. So because last time it was $633.80, I paid that, then I paid a principal amount of $842.65. The principal balance came down to $3,157.35, and then the payoff amount was $37.47.85, which was way higher than what was going on here. So the fees at the time, but the highest that I recorded, because that's what was all on my paper, it was just down here going, because every day it was a different number. It was every day. They didn't even have the right day. It was like one day it was this way, then they wait 2 days and it would go higher. And the last one I recorded was $590.50. Now, when I paid this amount, it went down to $20. And then it just started rising. You see how fast it went? It was the middle of, I think, the 11th of July that I paid it. By the time we got to today, which is the 28th, it's at $590.50. So that's deliberate on their part. It's intentional. Okay? I don't know how they paid all that down. I think they just dumped money into it. And then now it's just, now this end is back up. So I'm doing intentional, deliberate, okay, because I'm sick of it. It's just like, okay, this is not cool. So I just said, like I said, it was $4,000 when I saw it, and I paid $842.65 in the interest, and it was down. It's still down. They did not move the principal. That's not interest. I put on the principal. It's not down. It's still at this price, $3,157.35. I finally, in the paperwork, saw that they only put $94.73 of your payment on the principal. Now, can you imagine? You got $4,000, and some of you got these loans looking like this. This is a predator HELOC. That's what the problem is. They got talked into a predator HELOC, even though they had good credit. Just went online and boop, oh, that looks good, and this is what happened. Okay, so $4,000 divided by 94.73. That's all they put of your $600 and some dollars. So it will be 42 months before that's paid. Okay? Divided by 12 months, 3 years? I don't think so. Oh, no. No. So the payment this month is $685.23, which they'll put $94.73 of that on the principal. But the payoff amount, it has risen. See right here, it was $37.47.85. Now today, I went on, it was $39.3944. It's almost back up to its $4,068.68. So I'm sitting there going, okay, and we have their fee. That's their fee. That's what they get out of this. And so far, they charged 2 fees. They've had one the first time, and there's another one. So the total for this year has already been $1,156.75. So I'm going to be deliberate. I don't want to pull anything out of my high yield savings. Okay, that's just a no-go. That's why I put it in there. It's don't touch it. Okay, if we have to leave because somebody set fires and we need to go. Okay. You need money, for whatever, but I have money for that type of thing in my regular, but I don't want to do all that. And then I said, I want to, I'm trying to figure out, I said, I know I didn't want to go into my stocks and all that stuff to pull it out. So I do have an open-ended loan, but I have to watch them because I have not really, I think they'll go back up some kind of way, even though I'm paying them. The payment should come down if I pay them a certain amount of money. That's what I'm thinking. Because it moves, but they do move on. The interest rate went up the other day, so it's up almost $52. So I'm thinking I do have an open-ended loan that I don't use half time. So I'm going in there, and I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let you decide this one. Keep on doing what I'm doing and seeing what they're doing, or I'm just marking on the back of this. Okay, if I take out of my $22.50 out of there, because it's time. I think it's time to pay it off because it's just getting ugly. It's just like ugly, and not put it on the principal. So it's 3944. Well, we could put it on the principal if I wanted to see what was going on, but let's do this one. 3944 minus 2250. And what do I have left? $1,694.68. Or I could put it on the principal. And I'd have $907 left. The principal would come down to that, and then take my cash and pay off the rest of the principal and see what they try to do over here. Which I'm thinking we should have maybe paid a fee of $590.50. What do you think? Let's see what I decide. You put in the comments. What should I do? Just pay it off totally, or really see what they're gonna do? Either way doesn't bother me. Either way, but let's see who wins. Say what you're gonna say, and we'll tally the votes at the bottom. Have a nice Friday, because I will, and abundance will follow you and me. And be careful what you say. We don't want any karma coming back to you. Be blessed, because karma does exist. Whether we want to believe in it or not, stuff comes back to you. What you put out comes back to you. What you are feeling, if you know how you feel negative, if you feel bad about something, try to figure out, am I negative about that? If you feel bad about it, yes, you're negative about it. Okay, you're having a negative feeling. It's like if your pet that you love so dearly and passes away or is ill, you feel bad. It's a negative thing, and it's a negative vibe going on. But some people, when animals or whatever pass away, like my parents, my mom says, oh, they're going to be up there with the rest of the family. It's a joyous occasion, and they actually have little funerals and stuff. I mean, it's just a big thing, like it's a miniature wake going on, okay? And that's the way she feels about it. And she's happy and flowing, like, oh, they're getting ready to go. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I think they're sick. But it's a happy occasion. She doesn't take it as that type of thing. When somebody passes away, yes, she misses them. Okay, of course. But it's happy. It's a celebration. She says it's a celebration. They've gone on to another place, and I will see them again. Animals, whatever, fish. She had a fish she loved dearly. She named Ted, and Ted will be there when she gets there, she said. So, when you're feeling down, just be happy. Do something happy, or look at something happy. Some of you need to keep a list. I have a list, like a notebook, that has all my happy days. I just scribble right in it right quick. And each day, oh, I like that. I liked when that flower bloomed. Go look at that. I leave little notes to myself. Go look at that photo in the album, or I'll put it in there. Go get your favorite thing. Maybe you need to drive out by yourself. Tell your partner or your spouse, look, I'm right here down the street at this coffee shop, and I will be back. Just a minute. Just let me get my favorite drink to get my spirits up. I need my favorite cup of coffee. I need to spend a little change to do something. And I didn't say go crazy, because impulse buying will get you into trouble, and you got to be deliberate and intentional about that. Okay, you just don't go in there. When you see something, you start thinking in your mind. If you put everything out on your budget, it will come back to you in your mind before you spend something, and you will go, wait a minute, if I spend that, I remembered I put in my budget, I'm trying to pay this thing off before then, and that's going to take away from it. Okay, yes, we have little things happen, but we gotta be intentional. We gotta be deliberate. Maybe you didn't save enough for school supplies this year, and you're rushing out there trying to figure out where to put it. Well, next year, you learned this year. Okay, I'm gonna start putting maybe $10 in an envelope for school supplies for next year. Okay, I'm gonna start putting money in there for next year, so we're not going through this. We got a place for the school supplies. We got a place for school clothing. So be intentional, deliberate, and even be intentional and deliberate in your faith. Okay, be intentional of gratitude and happiness and joy. Be intentional about yourself and what you're gonna do. Be intentional about your own happiness, period. If you're happy, the rest of us will be happier. Okay? If you're grumping and going on, I heard somebody this morning, I was looking at their video, I can't think of who it was, and I don't think I want to name them, but they were having issues counting money, which I do all the time. It's like you get on camera, it's like, and all I kept hearing was, instead of going, okay, I'm stopping. I know how much this is when I put it in, and we're just going to go on because I can't count it. And that's what I usually do. I go, I'm done. Okay, I've got this. If you don't believe me, okay, this is not your video. This is not your budget. This is the best I can do. And to keep my blood pressure down and me happy, I'm not going to keep counting this money this way because I'm not a mathematician and I'm not going to do it. And you don't have to follow me anyway. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my whole life and stickler. I don't even think I want to be. It just sounds like nothing I want to do. Okay, it's just not exciting right now. So, I'm never going to say never, but no. If you need to find somebody, okay. And I did do a video, be careful of who you were talking to, because we have some people, I just saw the other day, a show where somebody had just scammed people. He had scammed people on lottery tickets, okay. Lawyer scammed them out of money. Almost billions of dollars with his little partners, and supposed to have been helping the lottery people, manage their millions and billions, and he's taking from them, and he's also getting $50,000 a month from him. I'm like, for what? What are you doing for $50,000 a month? Why are they paying you $50,000? That should have been a red flag right there, but they didn't catch it. Some people don't know how to do anything, and they trust people, and you can't trust everybody. I learned that a long time ago. So be careful what you're doing, deliberate, intentional. Don't move without thinking. Think. And I want you to have a wonderful day. And if you're not coming back on here till Monday and you're flying away for the weekend, enjoy yourself. Be safe. If you're not flying out, I'll see you, hear you, And I'll be around visiting as much as I can. I'm trying to get to people. I was trying to get to my emails. I did not forget about the calculator. I did pick a person, but I can't remember her name. She was I didn't pick. I went by the email who was first. So I did pick them, but I can't remember their name, so I'm going to be quiet. And I will do that again later to keep from stopping this video, all right? Be abundant. Be happy. Watch how much you spend. And take care of your life. I love you. Bye-bye.